author, philanthropist. Nguyen hopes to inspire and empower billions of people to reach their dreams by sharing his life story and showing them that anything really is possible. A Vietnamese refugee who once lived in a homeless shelter, Thach became a real estate agent with Windermere Real Estate in 1991. Through his legendary determination and persistent door knocking, he became one of Washington State's top real estate producers. Nguyen later joined John L. Scott Real Estate, where he sold more than 130 homes in a year. He became a millionaire at age 27, which, by the way, was 3 years ahead of his schedule. Today, he and his team continue to help families buy and sell and invest in real estate, and he is a well-received motivational speaker throughout the state, helping others understand the law of contribution and the gift. Please, a warm welcome for Thach.
So, my name is Thach Nguyen, and what I'd like all of you to take home from my talk today is something I learned a long time ago. And what I want to share with you is what I call the law of contribution. So the law of contribution states that the level of your success and happiness is in direct proportion to the number of people you serve selflessly. Now, how do I know this is a law? Because it had been working time after time after time for many, many thousands of years. I didn't make it up. Buddha knew it, Jesus knew it, Confucius knew it, everybody knew it. Let me share with you what Buddha says. Buddha says, when you see someone who is practicing giving, aid him joyfully, and you will obtain vast and great blessing. Proverb says, one man give freely, yet grow all the richer. Another withhold what he should give, and only suffer want. The great Zig Ziglar, one of my great longtime mentors, says, you can have anything in life you want if you just help enough others get what they want. These teachers and philosophers have been speaking about this for years. And today, I have committed my life to adopting, living the law of contribution as a part of my way of being. And my goal today is to inspire all of you, by the time I finish, to adopt the law of contribution as part of your way of being for yourself and your lifestyle. I was born in Vietnam in 1970. When I was 5 years old, the Vietnamese communists invaded North Vietnam into South Vietnam, and it literally changed my life. My dad worked for the U.S. military, and he went to work one day, and his boss says, we just got word that the communists is coming into South Vietnam in 24 hours, and they're taking over South Vietnam. We are going to evacuate. We're taking all the military out of Vietnam, and you and your family should come with us. Otherwise, you will be put in prison for life, or you will probably die. So my dad called home and told my mom, pack up, get all the stuff we have, put it in one suitcase, and we left Vietnam with $100. It was a 7-hour drive to the airport. On our way to the airport, we blew 2 tires on the Jeep. By the time we got to the airport, we actually missed the last plane. Finally, my dad got a hold of his boss, and he said, tomorrow morning, meet us at this one location, and we will actually meet you guys on the last airplane. So we actually left on the last plane, C-130 cargo plane, out of Vietnam. We landed in San Diego at Camp Pendleton. That's where they used that camp for all the shelter, for all the refugees. And then Governor Evans decided to migrate 500 families up to Washington State and use Camp Murray for the shelter. And that's my mom and I at Camp Murray when we just landed. That came out of the Seattle Times newspaper a long time ago. Charles Zettler was a volunteer at the camp, at the shelter. He decided to sponsor our whole entire family to go live with him and his mom in Sumner, Washington. And took all of us in, and him and his mom used to do a lot of great things for us. His mom, who was in her 60s, used to drive my dad into Rainier Valley, drop him off at work, drive him back every day, 45 minutes each way, for 7 months, because he didn't have a car. But the other thing Charles did was he actually co-signed for my dad's first car. We call it the bumblebee car. He was the first man that actually demonstrated contribution with no agenda. He didn't ask for anything in return. We moved up to Rainier Valley. 2 years after we were living with Charles Zettler, my dad basically got a job up in Rainier Valley as a social worker. And this was 3319 South Orchard Street, Martin Luther King and Orchard Street, our first house. 2 bedroom, 1 bath, with a river that runs through the basement every winter. It was a palace though, compared to where we came from. When you actually been homeless, a 2 bedroom, 1 bath with a river is a palace. Okay? I started my real estate career in 1991. I was the youngest real estate agent ever hired in the Puget Sound Multiple Service. I used to door knock 100 doors a day, 5 days a week, 5 hours a day. By the time 1997 came around, 6 years later, I made my first $1 million income per year. That was my first house, moving from my mom's house, my first house over here in Lushai that I bought. My first car, and myself when I was young in real estate. In 1998, I had the biggest life breakdown in my life. It was the darkest time of my life. It actually put me to the ground. I was on my knees, humble in every way possible. I was asking God, what's the lesson? Why? What's the lesson? And what I learned from that was, I was so driven at that time to be so successful. I was driven to be #1 in my industry. I was driven to be recognized. I was driven to have all the trophies you could think of. I was driven to accumulate. I was driven to be famous and be known. And I realized through this whole ordeal of my life that really isn't true success. And what I realized in that breakdown was to be truly fulfilled and successful, I had to go beyond Thach. I had to go beyond me. And when I started focusing on what I could give versus what I could take, it actually changed my life. And that's where it started my spiritual journey. And go out there and really begin to look inside myself. What's my purpose? What am I here for? What am I going to be down here for? On this journey, 2 years down the road, I get a phone call from my dad. He said, come over to the house, I want to tell you something. I get to the house, and he whipped out this piece of paper, and he says, cancer. My heart just broke. We took him to the cancer treatment, and the doctor says, probably got a year to live. I had $8 million in the bank at the time. I told the doctor, use all the money, do what it takes, make him healthy. 6 months later, he passed away. When my dad passed away, I got to really learn how much of a contribution he was when he was young in Vietnam, when he was here in the U.S. He was a social worker for 25 years. Helped all the refugees come through, get them housing, provide welfare for them, get them situated. I never knew all that. When he passed away, I had 3 different spiritual teachers that came to me and says, why your dad passed away so early at 60 years old? 60 years old. It's because he wanted to hand the baton to you. And how did you do his work? Because he's still young, and he can reach more people. So when he passed away, I took the baton and decided to make it my mission to really inspire people to reach for their dreams and see that anything is possible, but do it through the service of others. In closing, my dad, today, I do real estate. I hold big networking events. Today, my passion is I build houses and I partner with nonprofit in the community and I rent them to the nonprofit to do permanent housing and do transition housing. Recently, I just built 7 brand new townhouses in Seattle, and we helped 7 families, and we rented to them to live. You should have seen the faces on some of these people. One family, a mom, 2 kids, but living in a apartment, 99-year-old apartments. And when I gave them the keys to this house, you should have seen the kid. They were just in tears. So today, when I built these houses, that family right there, their kid was so excited when they got their new house. So it was a 7 brand new home, and we donated it to First Place, a nonprofit I partnered up with, and we provide these houses for permanent housing for these folks. And these folks are still living there. These are all the families that actually live in those houses. And every one of the projects I do now, I actually plaque it with Young's house, which is my dad's name. It is my way of honoring my dad for all the work, and honoring Charles Zettler for really helping our family keep going. And so today, in closing, what I want to share with all of you is this. Imagine how much more happier and richer all of our life could be if you were able to adopt this law called the law of contribution as your way of being. No trophy. All the money in the world that I had, all the different things I ever accomplished in life, none of that is more fulfilling than being able to make a difference in another human being's lives. Consider that on the deepest core level for all of us. We all have a need to contribute because it actually enriches our soul and our spirit. So my inspiration today is to inspire billions of people to live their dream and adopt the law of contribution in their life as their way of being. So I hope today I inspire all of you to see that when you apply the law of contribution, the way put that into your life on top of what you're doing, you will experience so much more joy, so much more success in your life that no money can ever buy. And I can tell you from all life experience. So I want to thank Attain Housing for allowing me to be here today to share my journey and all the different ways I have been able to help. We have helped myself, over 100 families actually obtain houses now on my own. And today I'm partnering with different nonprofits to expand that. And so we're looking forward to doing more work with you guys. So thank you for allowing me to be here. And I hope today you all take the law of contribution and make that part of your way of being. Okay? Thank you.